Hey everyone, welcome to BK Crypto Presents Echo, where we echo the voices of women around the world who are into cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. And we come to you every Sunday at around 11 ish, sometimes somewhere between 11 and 12 a.m. And today we have Kimberly and Rashona, your hosts, and we have the lovely Jennifly with us, who's going to be talking about her foray into cryptocurrencies. So let's just get started. We always ask people, what made you decide to invest in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies? So we'll go from there.
Okay. Well, I'm always like to get into things that are new and shiny, and I like the idea, the thesis that that is a decentralized currency. It's bankless, and I got into it through a good friend of mine, Sue, who you had on the show last week, and she introduced me into crypto around 2017, 2018. I opened a Binance account and I opened a Coinbase account, and I started investing. I bought Bitcoin first. That was the only thing I had. And then I bought Ethereum, and then I got into the rest of the market, which is way more than just Bitcoin and Ethereum.
That's true. That's true. So I mean, what inspired you to even invest? Like what was that? Was it an aha moment? Was it just your friends were doing it? What was it?
Um, it was kind of like an aha moment. I was like, oh, this could be really good. I had always been interested in finance, also interested in the stock market, and then Bitcoin came along. And, from what my friend told me, this could be really big. So I went in there under the, you know, going into the journey of making money. So that's why
Just get straight to the point, making that money. And it's so interesting because I see that well, not that I see, I hear you have an accent. And so it's beautiful because we are definitely embarking upon so many women around the world, right? And we had Sue last year, oh my God, I'm going real far. We had Sue last week, who was from Ghana, but way of also London. And I hear your voice. Are you from London as well? And when you jumped in, were you in London when you jumped into the crypto space? Because I know the water.
I was in New York.
We was in New York. Okay. Yeah. And this is good because I'm from New York. So I don't have the international aspect of what's happening internationally with crypto. And I do know that even when crypto started, many people who were building businesses in crypto in America were leaving, going international because a lot of the laws and the regulations. Mm-hmm. So based on your experience, do you find that it's easier, or was it easier for you to purchase your coins seamlessly in London versus here in America?
Well, some platforms are banned in the US, so they make it hard for you to use to buy cryptocurrency. You basically have Coinbase and Gemini and Kraken, right? It is easier to buy it when you're living in London. Yeah, you can be on more exchanges. But when you come to America, a lot of exchanges are banned depending on what state you live in. But for the most part, my cryptocurrency journey has been in New York, in the US, and I go back and forth.
So that's like a benefit of being of multiple countries,
Yeah. We'll start collecting those passports soon.
You heard me. My spirit just said that dual citizenship, that passport, being prepared to enjoy your freedom as you made investment. So I'm a little curious because in this space, like you said, either it's an aha moment, either someone told you about crypto, or either you were like, where's the money going, right? And obviously you have that intuition. But what were you doing before? Like, what was your background?
Work-wise, I've always been in like fashion event production, fashion PR, event planning, DJing. So I've always
Nice.
been in the creative field. I'm also really into knowledge and learning. And you can kind of see that every other weekend there's a bank collapsing, inflation. So to me, there needs to be another way of this life. There's got to be another way, another avenue. And to me, cryptocurrency is that avenue. Decentralized finance. You're bankless. You are in control of your finances. It makes it a little more difficult to onboard if you're used to, just putting your money in the bank and you get paid. But it's worth the journey, and to be bankless is worth the journey. To at least have that option.
That's true.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of people don't realize that they don't realize the devaluation of the currency that's taking place. And it's interesting because we try to inform people. People are seeing inflation now, but a lot of people don't realize that it's because our currencies around the world are being devalued.
Yeah, and all
Due
the
to
excess
inflation.
money printing.
Yeah.
It will
So.
do.
Exactly. Okay. So you got into the big dogs, you got into Bitcoin, and you got into Ethereum and a few others. What other projects or narratives have you found interesting or interesting enough to invest in?
Well, right now, I really like the real world asset narrative. I think that's quite useful and beneficial, and it's a great way of onboarding in, retail and institutions. It is already being used in the real world. I like gaming.
Mhm.
I I like DeFi, decentralized finance, of course. I like memes, and AI is a huge narrative too.
Which one was that?
AI.
AI.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. I think most people, and I'm glad you brought that up. I think most people, I think we overthink. I think when we look at financialization, which always happens, it happened in real estate, it happened in gold, it happened in derivatives. You made a good point. There's always some type of narrative, and I think most people get caught up and not understanding narrative of the same thing. Narratives will happen in stocks. I think you mentioned earlier that you invested in stock, and I'm glad you said that because when you think about it, stocks and crypto are parallel because it's still always a narrative, right? Yeah. And that narrative, real estate, there's stocks in real estate, there's direct, right? When you think about AI, there's stocks in AI as crypto in AI, right? And you did your research. And I think for the people, if you could just share that, it's not that complicated. I think we make it harder to get in when we're thinking about assets, when we think about inflation, when we think about making sure that our dollar is growing. All you really did is just said, where's the money going and where do I need to invest my dollars? That's what it sounds like you did.
Yeah, definitely. And also blockchain is interesting. Everything's on the ledger. You can see where transactions are going. It's a good idea, but also on the flip side, it's also a bad idea because everything is traceable. It's still traceable. And if everything's on the blockchain, I like the idea of being anonymous. That was my aha moment. I like that part and the blockchain part. But then there was a part of me that was like, that means everybody has to be honest. Everybody has to be honest, So I thought, where is this going to lead?
You know, it's interesting because Bitcoin is fully open. Like you can see all the transactions in most blockchains. You know,
Yes.
granted, there are some that there are privacy blockchains and so forth, and so that's why people are working diligently to try to put a privacy layer on top of Bitcoin and a few other currencies. But it's interesting because it seems to me, that governments want it's like they want to know what you're doing, but they don't want you to know what they're doing.
Exactly.
So I think that that's like a reason why they're like, because I mean, here in the perfect world, everyone is being honest, right? Hey, I don't have anything to hide. I'm sure you guys don't have anything to hide either. But the idea is that on the blockchain, which people don't realize because they hear all these different narratives, they hear all these different stories. People don't realize that every transaction is traceable. Every transaction that you can see, but with that, you can also see what someone holds, everything that they hold in a particular wallet. So, if you are interacting with that wallet. So in some ways, that's a good thing, because for me, it'll keep these governments more honest because the governments, all of them, are the biggest thieves.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'm glad you said that because I wanted to play devil's advocate. Honestly, are we ever really private? I think, is it ever going to be really, really private? I think it's always great to have wishful thinking. I think it was supposed to be the people's money, right? The freedom. And I think that when you're living in a system of systems, there's always going to be some big bad wolf who wants to control the narrative, right? But I say that to say, but don't be scared to still jump in. Because if you are still living, and I'm going to say very clear, if you're still living in the 3D, you still have to live. You have to understand what is happening in your neck of the woods, so to say. Does that mean that you just go in the blue zone? For some people, and you just basically don't want to interact with humans? Possibly. But in the real big world, things are evolving. So either we can play the game or we get lost. Or like Reggie, good morning, Reggie.
Good morning, Reggie.
Who's making a change. And that's not everyone's position here, but there's a purpose. And understand the purpose so that you can thrive and live and not succumb to government controlling you or your narrative or your story.
But what are the government going to do if they can't control us? Then they have no job. What are they going to
do? They're going to bring in more silent people, but we're not getting into that, right? And give more government assistance. And then make everything their digital currency and basically create a FUD that their digital currency is the best. And again, it's jumping into seeing what's happening around the world. I think you mentioned something that's really powerful. And I'm sure everyone, Grand Rising, Alexandra, Sue, and Ansel, is that when you see things are changing, are you prepared? Yeah. Do you have the dual citizenship? Do you have 2 passports? Yeah. Are you ready to get up and leave and do something different? Mm-hmm. And I think most people are scared. They're either stuck or they're so programmed, they don't realize even being in New York that things can actually change. That's the scary part.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't think it has to lead to, leaving for everyone because everyone's not going to leave, but I think that just having options and really just deciding where you're treated best, as the nomad capitalist likes to say, go where you're treated best, go where your money is treated best, go where you can, thrive financially, and some people will be able to do that here in the United States, but there's a large percentage of the population who are, heading towards retirement, and their retirement is not going to do it for them.
Yeah, that's another thing. It's the generation coming up now. What is their retirement going to look like? Mm-hmm.
Is there Social Security? Is it going to be pension? Does that even exist anymore?
For them to invest in crypto for their retirement.
Mm-hmm.
What narratives are you guys interested in this?
Well, my narrative is I need to be on my island, chilling, drinking some soursop, some tea tree, getting a massage. No, but seriously, that is one of my narratives. right now, right, we're looking at AI, we're looking at real world assets because it only makes sense. Tokenization. We see that BlackRock is jumping into real world assets because that's where the money is, right? When you think about it. Definitely you look at Bitcoin because it's a store of value. It's something that most people understand. It's the main thing that's being featured. But what we also love is jumping in, having strategies. Everyone is not going to be able to afford Bitcoin, right? Let's think about the right, that it's fractional, but what can change your life, right? What can make that number change your life? So we get into, right, coins that are low cap, right? And the low cap, because as a strategy, we might get into something like this is old coin, Room. That was back in the days, and it was like under 100, I think 100 million. That, from my experience, I got in Room when it was like 0.010 cents, and it went to $20.
Wow.
Right? It's a hidden gem. Wow. So looking at things like that, those type of coins, those narratives that can basically elevate your initial investment so that you can transfer it into Bitcoin or Ethereum and then transfer to other assets such as gold and silver. I'm a big component for me personally is diversification. Also the land. But what is going to be the main entry of my investments that's going to allow me to spread my currency and my wealth? That's going to make sense, right? When things change in 2025, 2026, did I make the right investments? And am I holding enough to make life changes, or me understanding how much I actually need to live, whether it's going to be in New York or any other country? I think most people are set on, I'm going to get rich, but what does it actually mean in numbers? When it comes to myself and Kim and Dylan and Ansel and BK Crypto, we want to break things down and what it means. What is your lifestyle? How much can you afford to do dollar cost average? We break things down because it only makes sense. The whole meme, I'm getting rich, you'll be there dreaming like playing a lottery number.
Well, the thing is, you need money to make money. So
100%. Right. 100%. So if you're only making $1,000 a month, right, and maybe 20% of that you invest, can you be wealthy off of Bitcoin alone, or you have to strategize?
You've got to
maybe get in the low cap or mid cap, right, to get into the large caps. And I think that is important to understand the diversification, to understand your means to your madness, to be honest.
So I get people, when I tell them that I'm like a crypto enthusiast, sometimes it goes over people's heads. They're like, oh, that's Bitcoin. Oh, I don't understand it. Oh, I have a Coinbase wallet somewhere. I'll have to check what the balance is. When you want to onboard somebody, like a lot of people, it's a lot of confusion. They don't understand that it's more than Bitcoin. There's all these decentralized projects which are basically, gonna do similar things that real projects do. So you have like the AI projects in crypto, you have the decentralized finance projects, which is, decentralized exchanges and protocols. Then you have the layer ones, then you have gaming, the GPU storage is really big, that comes under AI, and then you've got like deeping. Like there's so many things, and there is a term called you have to work for your bags that requires you to do research and knowledge. Like there's so many levels to crypto, and you can play the game and that will take up a lot of your time, but it's worth it. Yes, and see deeping, but it's worth it.
Yes.
So how do you, I know you have your own BK Crypto group, and you share a lot of new projects, and you use token metrics. But like for someone coming in and they're like, I really want to get into crypto, I've got $2,000, I'm going to open a Coinbase account. What would you advise them?
Well, we're not financial advisors, so we don't advise anyone on anything. The most we do is just, discuss what looks interesting to us, whatever, we were investing in, that sort of thing. Our platform is more designed for people to discuss different projects that they're going on. That way it's not just you doing it alone. There's, various individuals, and we can kind of discuss things together. That's kind of the way we've designed it. Other than that, we surely highlight different platforms that we find useful. So the idea is to reduce the learning curve for people, because for each of us, when we were getting into cryptocurrencies, it took us, 3+ months to get to the point where we felt comfortable actually investing. So
Right.
our ideal is to shorten that learning curve, say, here, you know what, look at this, read this, analyze that sort of thing. Okay.
Yeah, and just to piggyback on what she's saying, I think for us is also great because we have community. Shout out to Disrupt the DAO as well. The community honestly helps a lot, right? Because again, we're not financial advisors. However, and shout out to Answer, because Answer is really good at the macro micro, and the ability to invest in percentages helps a lot. So when we kind of get the understanding of where you want to go, it's kind of like showing you a spreadsheet of maybe the top 10 or top 20. Having you go through it and analyzing and say, hey, maybe it might be smart if you might break it down 30% here, maybe 50%, you'll have your strong foundation in Bitcoin, perhaps, right? And maybe the other 20 and 30%, you might allocate it to maybe some low cap and mid cap. And we educate you on that with the spreadsheet and to understand definition what low cap, mid cap is. Because again, as any investor, you have to know who you are. Are you risky, right? Are you conservative? Are you advanced? And when we have that kind of consultation to understand where you are, we kind of know how to help to direct you where you want to go. Not advising, but just basically supporting you in your decisions, right? And even the questions you might ask. And then again, you execute. And then we help you through that platform, whether it's through Coinbase or Gemini. And if you're a little more savvy, we might have you go to, the DEXs, because now you are a little more savvy in the space of investing and you want to take a little more risk.
Yes.
So it's individualized.
Yes.
But community definitely helps a lot that decision because, understanding too, intuitively, sometimes things just hit you and you're like, what do you think about this coin? And we'll direct you to making some more investments, having that conversation in the group, right? And then you make your decision. And I can say this, what has been also very prominent is the dollar cost average, because honestly, it's the consistency. It's not having a bunch of 20, 30 different coins. It's understanding the consistency of your bag and what do you want to create within the next 2 to 3 or 5 years.
So we hear that you've gone down the rabbit hole of meme coins.
Yes. Yes. That's the bane of my existence now.
That's what we hear. So, because meme coins are always some of the first things to move. They've been the first things to move in this cycle. And so we'd love to hear what's been your experience, even what meme coins are you looking at? Have you found any tools that you maybe use as well that you find helpful?
Well, there's also always crypto Twitter. That's the tool. And there's Dex Screener. And I use Telegram a lot. And there's levels of meme coins.
Yes.
Blue chip meme coins, which is Pepe, Doge, and Sheep. And then you have like the big cap meme coins, like Bowden, what else? Bowden, Michi, Popcat, that's the biggest meme coin right now. It's made a lot of millionaires. And meme coins are fun because it is high risk and high reward, definitely. But you can put in $50 and that can grow into $1,000, $2,000, depending on how long you hold it. Some people have made 20,000, 100,000, millions on meme coins. It just depends how long you hold it for.
How do you know? I mean, yeah,
you gotta just leave a moon bag in there. A lot of coins are pump and dumps. Like there are different categories to meme coins. So you've got the big ones like WIF, which stands for dog with hat. It's a very funny meme coin. You had a lot of dog meme coins, and now cat meme coins are the rotation now. So it's a lot of cat meme coins. A big one is PopCat right now, and that's doing really well. You've also have meme coins have their cycles too. You know, Pepe and Doge will always be the top meme coins. You can still put money in right now and still make money. I think those are going to hold very strongly throughout the bull run. You know, you can play the game of meme coins where you just, you know, throw something in and see what happens. A lot of them do go to zero. You've got to find the bangers. The categories right now are politify. We've got the US election coming up. So we have meme coins based around the election. The big ones are Bowden, which is a play on Joe Biden, Boden. You have Trump, Trump.
Wow.
You have Pepe Trump, which is a new one. That's going to be doing really well. You have Elizabeth Warren, Horan. You know, it's just, it's hilarious. It makes you laugh because it's just hilarious. Like whatever is in the news becomes a meme coin. You have influencers that become a meme coin. And right now with the Olympics coming up, you can choose a team. You can have China. There's a France meme coin, USA, Spain, whatever your team is. And what's the beauty of meme coins is that it's completely community.
That's why I keep hearing.
No VC dumping on you. And they have really been the biggest performers recently with all like the ups and downs of, you know, Bitcoin and all the other altcoins, you know. Meme coins have held on really, really strong. So I definitely like that play. It's definitely something that I look into every day. It really is about community. What I think of, I like Jesus coin. I actually held Jesus earlier last year, and I did really well with Jesus.
Okay.
For a moon bag, they have a very strong community. You really just got to look.
Arrested? Did he get arrested?
Huh?
Did he get arrested?
What, Jesus?
The guy who created Jesus coin.
Oh, I don't even know.
I didn't hear that.
I just want to hear he got arrested, but let me just double check
that. I didn't hear that.
Okay. Quick question, because you're a connoisseur of memes and I love it because I love strategy. Is there any, are you using anything to help you to sustain this? Because like a bot or anything, because I don't know how to keep up because I also have a 9 to 5. How do you keep up with the memes?
There's levels to it. You want to be a degen and you're just a complete degenerate and you just gonna throw it in. Oh, this came up. Well, you know, there is, you know, protocols. So you look on Deck Screener. You know, see what the market cap is. You look at the chart. Then you do like a social check. Is anyone talking about it on Twitter? Because everything happens on Twitter first. Is there a community who's shilling it? That's a big deal. So you do those checks and then you look into the actual token address contract. So that's another level to meme coins. You look at the token and you look at the soul scan. So if you know how to read soul scan, it will really, really help you from losing all your money from the from a developer who owns 80% of the liquidity. You know, you want to make sure the liquidity is locked. There's a lot of scammers out there. And like I said, most of those kind of like meme coins that come in every day, they are pump and dumps. But if you want to ride the pump, you do need a bot. I use BonkBot, which is only on Telegram app. And I use the Trojan bot, which is good for sniping in and out. So even if the coin is a pump and dump, you can get in on the first hour or the second hour of the pump and sell before they pull the plug and rug you.
Wow.
But there are
I like you.
Very
I like you.
wow.
Welcome to the club. Yes.
So you mentioned SoulScan. SoulScan is for Solana tokens.
Yes.
Okay, so that's just to be clear. If anybody is looking for Solana meme coins, you'd go to SoulScan. I mean, SoulScan's for any Solana token, honestly. Solana.
And Solana is leading the meme coin game right now. You also have other platforms like Base, which is linked to Coinbase and it's on Ethereum.
Right. I haven't used Base yet.
Oh, it's easy.
Is it? Okay.
Easy. But then again, there's
Jennifly, we're gonna have you come up and do a demonstration. So we like experts in this space because you can't be everywhere every time. It's realistic, you really can't.
Why you need a team, you need a crew, you need someone to bounce with, you need a community.
That's the idea.
I'm in a WhatsApp group and all we do is discuss new meme coins. So that's, you have that, community, you need community. If you're in crypto, you need to have a community.
That's true.
You need to have people.
T-shirt for you. A T-shirt for you. Jennifly is memeing it with BK Crypto.
Cute. Oh, but wait a minute. If my memory serves me well, you actually have a shirt line, right?
One of them, thinker. I think you have to be a free thinker to be in crypto.
That's true.
Okay, how do we find you? Because it's all about supporting. I love it. I love the brand, and I think it's just let the community know where they can find your product and they can purchase it. Yes. So yeah,
definitely. You can follow me on Instagram, Jennifly. I also have another Instagram called The Blacknificent Shop, and you can find stuff there.
Blacknificent Shop.
Yeah.
Well, I think I saw a friend, I think it was Dylan, who wears your Blacknificent tee sometimes. And I was just like, that's cute.
That is cute.
Okay.
Nancy asks a question: how important is token liquidity in looking for memes? Oh man, see, there's levels to it. So you got to make sure the liquidity is locked and then it makes sense with what the token is worth. And then that's where the mathematics comes in. I'm not an expert on that, but you want to make sure that there's a liquidity pool that's locked. You want to make sure that the developer doesn't own more than 15% of the token.
Good. 15%, not 80%, 15%.
Yeah, no more. If they own over 50, it's a little bit dangerous, it could be a rug pull, so you want to make, if it's under 15, it's usually safe, but you never know because they're very smart at distributing the tokens to their friends who are snipers, which is why it's important if you really want to play the game of memes and not be burned so often. You should learn how to read SoulScan. You should go on YouTube and learn how to read SoulScan. But beyond that, it's very simple. You can download a Phantom wallet, insert your Soul, and you can buy meme coins easily that way. I have like some good ones like Bonk and Ponk, and those are the two top meme coins on Solana. Also Mew and Wen. Those will do well, and you've just got to know that when it sells off, if you like it and the community is strong, then just buy when it dips. And then the more you dollar cost average in, it's like a snowball, the bigger it gets. And we're looking for it to moon for the rest of the bull run. Like, we're still early, we're still early. And I think when retail comes into crypto full force and they're coming in, they're going to look at memes. They're not so much going to really care about utility and all that. They're going to look at what's shiny and fun. Oh,
Yep.
okay,
Yep.
oh, bonk. Oh, look at that funny monkey with a hat, with an army helmet on. That's punk, you know. And meme coin culture is almost become the new NFT, because you are identified by your community and the memes that you hold. Are there too many memes to hold? I don't know. I sometimes think there is. I have like, I think 15 meme coins. And I'm definitely rotating and taking profits, put them into the winners. So always add to your winners and cut your losses. Like, don't be upset if the coin that you withdrew from, it may run, but you've got to have conviction and believe in your project. And if it has a strong community, because the community is what keeps it going. There's been times when the developer rugged a meme coin and the community was so angry, they took over the project. A case was Mochi Cat. And the community took over. They had spaces on Twitter every single day, and the coin just mooned. I put in $50, and the next day it was like $1,600, and that can happen. You know, it can definitely happen. Does it happen often? You know, some people really play it really well, and you have to have a lot of time and energy for it. And, you know, conviction.
I think it seems you're very knowledgeable, and I feel like there's something else that adds to your knowledge. I think you shared within this past that you also, how important it is to read a chart, right? Because
very important. Yeah, you've got to, if you just want to be a passive investor, you don't need to have a trade and view account and do all that. It helps to have a trade and view account. Sometimes charts don't even matter in crypto. You know, it's sentiment, it's narrative, it's whatever's going on in the world. You know, 1 minute you're up, 1 minute you're down. But I know how to read charts. I learned during the lockdown how to read price action, read charts, and market structure. So that really helps. That helps if you want to do leverage trading, go in and out. It helps when you can see where the top is and know where to take profits. That's very important. So there's different factors. I learned recently that looking at the USDT, the Tether dominance chart, is a good indicator of when to take profits. When that starts going down, that's a good time to take profits on Bitcoin. And it's inversely correlated to Bitcoin. So there's different factors around, you know, how to decide when to take profits. Some people are like, you take profits when the market is greedy, and you buy when it's bloody. Profit taking is very important. I've definitely learned my lesson from not taking profits, and I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to take profits. Take profits. Yeah. Otherwise, people see a number on their screen. Oh, it's 20,000. Oh, it's 30,000. Yay! And then the next, you know, the week later, it could be 10,000, and it's like, oh, it's going to go up, and then it goes down to 5,000. So, you know, it's not for the faint-hearted. Just have fun with it, but monitor your portfolio.
Yeah, that's why they say don't invest anything more than you're willing to lose, because, you know, and especially when it comes to trading, most traders, 90 something percent of traders actually lose. So yeah. So a lot of us kind of monitor a buy and hold strategy, and then just, you know, sell and take your profits and keep it moving. So I just want to remind everybody that nothing said in this program is financial advice. We're all just sharing what we've done you know.
Entertainment purposes.
Exactly. It's for entertainment purposes only. So just want to be clear. We don't necessarily repeat that again and again and again, but just make sure that everyone understands that. Let me see. Is there anything more that you'd like to add?
You know, think about how much money you have and what you want to invest in. Right now, we are entering a bull run. It's a good time to get into crypto if you want to make some money. You can make life-changing money through it. You have to work for your bags. You have to study. You know, it's a game of gladiators. Like, you have a community, but you've got to study. You've got to study. You've got to, you know, read about the projects, what makes sense to you. Gaming is good, you know. Real world assets to get into that is good. And I know a lot of people really want to get back into crypto. They just want to know if it's too late. They think it's too late because Bitcoin's really high, and they don't really understand that it's, you know, more than that. So you need to find a community, I would say, and you need to maybe watch YouTube University. That helps. And go onto Twitter and really look to see what's being talked about on Twitter, because that's how I learn about a lot of new projects as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here. Same here. Crypto Twitter. Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah. So
Yeah, really. That's really my vice. Yeah, crypto Twitter and then YouTube. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Rashona.
No, I think this was wonderful. I think we wrapped it up. I think what you mentioned about jumping in and knowing when to get out. I think I wanted to say about the movie that passed that we talked about was called Mad Money. And that was the same scenario where the gentleman really bet against GameStop. And there were so many people that was following. Again, it was made because of community. To your point, community made a difference. But because it was so uniquely different to most people in that experience, they didn't know when to go get out. Like before, it was about the community. And then they got so stuck in community, they forgot that they also was living their life and to make changes. So they didn't know when to get out. So many profited, but a couple of people lost because they didn't know when to get out. Oh, it's called dumb money. Thank you. Dumb money. They didn't know when to get out. And so to your point, if you know that you put $50 in something and you see it go to $1,600, people
take some profits.
Take some profit.
So someone put in $20,000 and they've made $100,000 and they're going to cash out. So just know, if you put in 50 and now you've made $1,000, somebody made a lot more than you.
And so it's really to that point, it's to change, it's to be profitable, right? It's to know if you made 50, you took out 200, you made a profit. Don't get so dumb that you don't really benefit off of your money.
Don't get greedy. Don't get greedy.
Yeah, I think
don't get greedy.
Yeah, the key is really to empower yourself. And I think that's what I like about crypto. You are empowering yourself. You know, you have your 9-to-5 job, you know, but how long do you want to be there for?
100%. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. The key is empowering yourself, and you can do that with crypto. And just empowering yourself financially is key.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Well, thank you, Jennifly, for joining us today. We'll be back next Sunday for BK Crypto Echo, and join us to see who will be interviewing next time. As a matter of fact, we have the evening program, Bitcoin and Blessings, every Sunday evening at around 7, somewhere between 7 and 8. So we look forward to seeing you there as well. See you next time.
So BK Crypto, also want to shout out Stacks, because Stacks, if you definitely want to understand those candlesticks and how to really understand the movement of the market, Stacks is doing a wonderful job of teaching trading. Just want to plug that in.
Amazing. I think you definitely need to have that foundation. It really, really helps. It really, really helps. Definitely.
It does.
Cool.
Thank you. This is
Thank you, Jennifly.
So,
Bye.
the team. Where can everyone find you?
Okay. So we are BK Crypto. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us on, you can find our website, BK Crypto Coach, if you're looking to learn about cryptocurrencies. And actually, if you need some financial soul healing, Rashona leads that. And BK Crypto Coach will actually have all of our contact information there.
Awesome.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Great.
Awesome.
Thank you. See you next week.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
All right.
Bye, guys. Thank you.